What's up, traders? Hope you guys are doing well. It's been about a week and a half since my last video, and in that time I have moved to a new place. I'm sure you guys can see I'm in a different room here. So just getting acquainted and getting my setup situated in my new office or trade room, if you will. Got a lot of additions and things coming soon, so stay tuned for a little bit of a cosmetic upgrade to the room here. With that said, I've got another market profile weekly forecast for everybody. Going to take a little bit of time to get back on track with the videos, and I figured what better way to start than another weekly forecast video. So without further ado, let's dive in here. I got the weekly profile pulled up. You can see these yellow spots here are the point of controls for the weekly profile. We've got the blue levels here, which are my value areas. You can see value area is also highlighted. Outside of value or excess value is shaded. And as you can see here, for the last month or so, we've really had value moving up. And what that means is we are getting acceptance, or we are seeing price accepted at higher prices, and at those higher prices the traders are considering that fair value. So you can see here's the value area for the week of November 9th, and the following week, the week of November 16th, the value area started to move up. You can see the following week, November 23rd, value continued to move up, and the point of control continued to get higher. And you can see last week, significantly higher than the previous weekly profiles. So we have our value area from last week completely above value from the previous week, actually for the previous 3 weeks. So what that tells us is this is getting accepted as fair value. You know, until we see value start to move back down, I would expect this upwards price action and overall uptrend to continue. So with that said, line in the sand that I'm going to be looking at this week is this area right here. You can see that we have the 3640 level matching up with another weekly high from the high of November, or the week of November 9th, I'm sorry. That also coincides roughly with this area as well. Now, of course, this the high of November 16th weekly profile is at 2950, so a little bit lower. But you can see that we have a lot of interest in this 40 level in particular. So I would be looking at that as a bit of a line in the sand, or our most immediate line in the sand moving forward in the week. And I'll be looking for reaction to this level. If we get good reaction to this level, I will probably be a buyer in this area. But if we break down, then I think it's quite likely that we revisit these naked pointed controls down here. I like this level quite a bit right here. So these would be my most immediate downside targets. You know, obviously there is a little bit of a gap between these two spots here, of course, 100 points or so. So if you wanted to kind of grab an area between that, I like this 92, 86, 83, 92 area. You can see when a lot of profile levels line up together, that tells us that there is very likely liquidity sitting there. And when there's liquidity sitting in an area, it's very likely to get tapped. So, as we say, we got to take it one level at a time. But those are really the areas that I would be looking at to the downside. And, to the upside, it's hard to say when it comes down to it. We can use our profile types. For instance, if we come back down here and we open within range and value, perhaps we can take a measurement, of Friday's. Oops, that is the wrong tool there. Perhaps we can take a measurement of Friday's range, which is roughly 27, 28 points. And this is hypothetical. So what I'm saying here is if we open up tomorrow's session within range and value, we will likely be able to calculate what the next session's range is. And with that, we'll look for one of the extremes of a previous profile to hold. So, depending on how we react and how we open a New York session, that will, give us some higher probability plays moving forward in the week. But generally speaking, I'll be looking for, you can see here on the regular profile, I'll be looking for something like this to hold. You can see we've got a lot of levels matching up here. It's a volume point of control, value area low. We've got lows for these sessions in this area. So I would be looking for moves down here, more immediately if you guys wanted to, look for an area of possible interest. I would say, maybe here, something like that, where we have the range high from December 1st. We've got initial balance, value area high, and the range high from December 3rd there. Overnight high from the 3rd into the 4th session right there. And then we've got a bunch of single prints right here from Friday. So I would expect this single print area, this poor structure here, to get filled in if we do not hold above this area, in particular Friday's POC. If we can hold above Friday's POC, I'd continue to look for upside most immediately. If we move below, and especially if we open below POC or if we open below value, very, very good chance this area is going to get filled in because we have pretty weak structure in this area. So those are my thoughts for the open. To be fair, I haven't really traded in a week or so I'm going to be taking it quite slow moving forward this week and just try to get the pulse of price action, get the pulse of the market back, and just make sure that I'm comfortable before I'm entering any trades, and I have probability on my side significantly before I enter any trades, especially because it's been a little bit since I've traded with moving and everything. So that's one big thing to keep in mind. If you have anything in your life going on that could possibly affect your trading, it's not even worth it to be at the charts. It's a much better idea just to do what you got to do, get everything done. Once you have everything off your plate outside of trading, then get back to the charts, and that's usually when we can perform at our highest level. So with that said, guys, it'll be interesting to see what we've got going beginning of the week. There's talks of a stimulus bill going into effect as soon as tomorrow. I doubt that's going to happen. Personally, I think it's probably going to take a little bit, but let's see what happens. Let's take it one level at a time. Let's see how price opens, and we will be trading with probability on our side if we are using these profile levels and using auction theory as a whole to increase our probability. So with that, I hope you guys have an excellent start to your week. Glad to be back, and I will see you in the next video.